Hey again everyone, and welcome back. I've got 5 packages in front of me, so it's time for another mailbag. Kind of an expensive one this time too. First one up is this one here. It says electrical wires, 0.5 kilos, that's just about a pound for you continental types. $9 US? I don't think so. Yeah. Unless the Canadian dollar slid even further. $26 Canadian, March 9th to March 26th. They come quick because when you pay for shipping, it's actually a little bit faster. But yeah, there's no point. There's really not much to do about free shipping these days. So I'm going a bit more upscale. Oh yeah. So, that stinks. So these are silicone wires. They're well, actually they should be copper or copper-ish, either copper or probably aluminum more likely. 12 gauge wire. This is quite a bit of it. I think it's 5 meters each. Yeah, so 5 meters, about 15 feet of each, and that's why it's a little bit more expensive. So 12 gauge, because I have some kind of a high current projects coming up, some of which you've already seen on the mailbag videos. But yeah, this looks like tinned copper because where it's cut, I can see copper color. Another way to check this is that you can scratch the wire with your knife, like so, and the tinning will actually come off. Yeah, that's exposing some copper color. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but at the right angle there's a little bit of copper in there. So this is not pure aluminum, it is tinned copper, which is great. It actually weighs a freaking ton too, so that's probably another proof of it. So I got red and black. I like to color code my power and ground, but really there's not much difference. Yeah, you get this fairly cheap online, extremely expensive nearby. So that's why I buy it early, I buy it in bulk. So yeah, got some here. On to the next one. Next one up is this one here. It is a wrench, according to the description. This was $11, ordered February 1st, arrived March 11th. I believe this is the third one of these I tried to order, but the first one to actually arrive here. Yes. Let me show you what this is. Some of you might remember that I actually own one of these. This is the TS100 soldering iron, the one that uses the jack plug and not the USB connector. Well, it came with this sort of rounded, angled tip. I am not a fan. People who know me know that I use chisel tips. So this is the third such chisel tip I have tried to order, and never has it arrived. I had to get my money back twice, and I had to, and one of them was just outright canceled on me. So this is a chisel tip. The part number is TSD24, soldering tip shape 2.4D. I think it's 2.4 mils across or something like that. So that is that. I am excited to get this one off and this one on. I believe this is a 1.5 mil hex you need to open. I'm not sure if this one, no, that's not the one. Must be just this one. Is that the same? Sure seems like the same to me. I'm gonna pop this in like so. Line that up so that it is square and tighten it home. Come on. There we go. I think I want it a bit more angled. fit the normal curvature of my hand. Oh yeah, maybe even a bit more. But yeah, here it is. I got to give this thing a try. Now, the original has the brand right here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Probably not. What is this? A YouTube channel? But this one does not. So this looks like it is a knockoff. Not sure if it's going to work, but that's why we've got to try it. Okay, I found this laptop charger that I had bought from a thrift store. Version 2.8, good. Then you click this one. It's heating up. Yep. Okay, this might have a little bit of a burny smell onto it. Oh boy. 300. This is kind of jumping all over the place. I don't know if you can see that. What's going on? Is my laptop charger regulating here? Because it's bouncing anywhere between like 300 and 400? I mean, these things are tight, right? Well, that screw is stripped. That's fantastic. Yeah, I don't know. The temperature is going nuts on this thing. Let me see if I can solder something here. Can't even see what I'm doing. Will this take solder? Yeah, this takes solder. I guess the ground plane was a bad idea. It is soldering. Yeah, that is working. How do you set the temperature? Let's go 350C. I think you just wait and it... Look at it, it's bouncing everywhere. What is wrong with this thing? Okay, let's see. Well, it solders really well. So I guess I don't have to worry too much. I just wonder why it's bouncing everywhere. I think I need one of those solder tip voltmeters. I mean, temperature meters. Okay, how do you turn this off now? Now I obviously got to check if the other tip does that. And here's with the original tip. I'm not sure if that will cause issues also. Same thing. No, this one seems to be pretty stable. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's at 300. Can I change the temperature? Yeah, 350. Okay, let's see if it solders. Let's start with this ground plane. Oh wow, that's instant. I'm not sure if that chisel tip is any good. Well, that's a little upsetting. It is what it is. Next one up is this one here. It says components ×1. February 23rd to April 1st, $7 or $4.79. Pardon the dyslexia. Yeah, now this is interesting. Some of you might immediately recognize this as a Creality Ender 3 hot end. Let me just pull it out of here. So this is pretty much a Creality Ender 3 hot end. They're very similar to this. I don't know if they're entirely identical to this, but the fact that these are available for so cheap, like $4 or something, this made me interested to see if this thing is any good at all. Because the Creality one, maybe it's even better quality than this. I don't know. This is not an all metal, if I'm not mistaken. The Bowden tube goes pretty far in there. We got these 4mm nozzles. This looks like it's an anodized aluminum block. It's pretty cool what you get for your money. I'm also working on the assumption that my Tronxy or Tronxy X3A is actually the same hot end. I can't be sure, but I think it is. And so I was curious, for this price, for really cheap, comes with a silicone sock and everything. I was curious to see, what the deal was. So I bought one. And I think at this price, it's actually even cheaper than the E3D V6 clones, which would make this thing pretty dang cheap. I mean, it doesn't feel like it's high quality, but who knows? I mean, if it works, right? So I bought this on a whim as an experiment, and I actually can't wait to see if it's the same one in my Tronxy or Tronxy X3A. If it is, got myself a nice little spare. Next one up is this one here. This one has to do with future projects, which hopefully you guys have by now seen that I am capable of making them. $25.02, February 23rd to March 30th. Yeah, watch this. These are remote control car or truck servos, MG996R to be specific. So they are, MG means metal geared, and the R I believe stands for the fact that it's a digital servo. So these things are fairly hefty and they're fairly solid. Oh yeah. Hear that whine. So yeah, I am looking forward to designing a lot more remote controlled vehicles probably this summer. I'm not sure if I'll get it all done, but you need servos for that. And especially when you 3D print things, bigger scale things are easier to print than smaller scale things, at least in my limited experience. So I need some big servos. I have a lot of little ones, but I need these big ones. So these big ones are nice and robust. They can be used for stuff like steering or pulling or pushing, or robot arms and all sorts of things like that. They are kind of expensive. You saw it was $25 for 4 of them. I think if you live in the US, they are cheaper because the shipping's a bit cheaper. Shipping in Canada is a bit nuts. So yeah, I got 4 of these, and basically I am hoping that this will mean I have everything I need in stock to build more remote control projects. If you want to see more of those, let me know in the comments below so I know what I should prioritize. And last, but certainly not least, this is the most expensive order in this mailbag video. Integrated Circuits D93, don't know what that means. $14 US, nope. So it was ordered March 9th, arrived March 29th, $32.15. I have actually a very specific project in mind for these, which I need to start sooner rather than later for reasons I'm probably going to explain in the dedicated video. There we go. There seems to be all 5 that I ordered in there. So let's take a closer look at what these are. So have you guessed what they are yet? You have at least some idea, I'm sure, if you're watching this channel. These are buck modules. Yep. Yeah, that's right, buck modules. So they take a voltage in and convert it down to a lower voltage. And actually, these are a little bit smaller than I expected, which is pretty neat. I need these for a specific project, which I'm going to work on first, and then I'll talk about it a little bit later. But these are important to me, that they're these specific ones, for two reasons. One, if you can see there, this potentiometer here, this one here says CC, and this one here says CV. So you can set this to a constant current and a constant voltage. That is very important for what I have in mind. The second thing is that this thing is supposed to output up to 20 amps. I have to confirm on the listing, but yeah, 20 amps of output. So you put in some higher voltage and some lower voltage comes out. I think maybe it was 10 amps. I'll have to check. So I've got the little module here all set up. It's hooked on to my read-in RD6018 power supply, which is excellent, and this excellent Kaiweets HT118A multimeter. And I'm going to set this up into amps, DC amps. That's good. I've got the output just shorted through the multimeter, and this is off. So if I turn this on, nothing should flow. Oh, it's not good. Okay. That's not good. Something just zapped. Let me turn this off. Okay. That was interesting. Right. In minus, in plus. The on-off switch now is in the on position. Interesting. Hopefully I didn't fry the fuse in here. Let's try this again. Nope, that is full bore again. Interesting. Okay, let's try twisting this pot all the way, let's say counterclockwise. I'm just setting this the way that they usually say to set it. I might have to go check the instructions or the description, see if it's in the product description. Okay, let's see. What do we get now? Oh. Okay. 1.3 amps. I'll back it up. Oh, that's as low as it goes. 1.3 amps. Turning it this way. Jesus. Should... Oh, I hear the PWM making more and more noise. Oh wow, this is quite noisy. 4 amps. Five amps. Okay. I don't know if you guys can hear the humming. Oops. I touched the sharp edge here and I thought it was hot, but it's just sharp. So that is 5 amps continuous. I don't know what the voltage is, but I'm only pulling half an amp from the power supply. So now the thing we can do is disconnect this like so. Put this into voltage mode. And plug it in here, and then we should get the voltage. Now that's 17 volts. I want mine set down lower, so I'm going to drop the voltage. Okay, let's say 13.2. Okay, so now I should have 13.2 volts at 5 amps possible. So now we need to connect a load onto this. What bothers me though is that this switch does not seem to function. It's functioning now, but if you short this, yeah, it does not have any short circuit protection. Interesting, maybe the switch wasn't all the way? Not sure. Let's see if I turn it on now. Oh, yeah, that switch is dicky. See, now we're at 5 volts here. So that switch is not that great. There we go, 13.5. Okay, let's set up a load for this now. So I brought in this parallel load here. Should be, it's 3 ohms in parallel with another 3 ohm resistor. So it should give us, 1.5 ohms, which should do, I can't math, should give us about 8.8 amps of current. So what's going to happen here is we're actually going to see the voltage drop if this thing is properly current limiting. So contact. Yeah, okay. So it is pushing out 5 amps of current at the moment. We will verify that. We'll switch the leads around to verify that momentarily. But I definitely heard the power supply ramping up, and I do have 50 watts of current flowing. So that is pretty good, or 50 watts of power, I should say, being pulled from the power supply. So that should be good. These things getting warm? Yeah, warm but not hot. So yeah, so far this is working. Let's reconfigure this to actually put these in series with the multimeter so we can check the current. I now have my load in series. Let me just double check. Yeah, in series. So let's flip the on switch, and now we'll be watching the current on this. It's showing just under 5 amps, so it is having problems regulating, but same thing, 44 watts being drawn from the wall. Yeah, not too bad. These things are obviously heating up. They are doing their job. So yeah, I think these things will work just fine. They seem to be relatively quiet at 5 amps, which is great. So basically what this does is it'll pump the voltage up as high as it'll go without going over your constant current setting. So that's kind of what I need it for, which is good. Looks like there's, it looks like it's just a double. It's got 2 output transistors there on these heat sinks. Apparently to go up, these are good to 20 amps, but apparently to go up that high you need a fan. You need forced air onto those heat sinks. I don't think I want forced air. I just want to output about 5 amps of current, so that's why I overspec'd it a little bit, and should stay fairly cool. I don't know, maybe I'll push up to 10. We'll have to see. And these 5 items make up today's mailbag. And once again, a special thank you to my Patreon patrons who make buying this stuff possible. And for all you guys that are watching who are not Patreon patrons, you can do your part by hitting the like, sharing with your friends, and making sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching.